Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Today I'm super excited to show you the second Coomodel Knight that I purchased a few months ago. And this one, in my opinion, is even cooler than the Crusader that I showed you. In terms of equipment, it just comes with a lot more stuff and looks absolutely stunning on display. So let's dive right into the review. So he is a Knight of the Realm, a Noble Knight, 2018 limited edition, part of the 1/6 Series of Empires collection. So there's not really much to show for this outer box. It's mainly there for extra protection. So let me take this out. Alright, so this box is massive. Even bigger than the Crusader that I showed you last time. And that's because you're getting a lot more stuff. But beautiful box, beautiful artwork. There is a picture of the Noble Knight that you're getting. On the side, you can see he's got on his cloth tunic that they give you. And on this side, you can see part of his head sculpt with the visor open. So it looks fantastic. So let me take the cover off and we'll show you what you're getting with this figure. Alright, so here is the instruction manual. Now we've got nice padding there to protect the figure. And same thing, there are 2 layers of equipment here. So on the first layer you get the actual figure with the base plate. So let me take out the figure. Alright, so here he is. You can see most of the armor is already put on for you, thankfully. But really heavy, even heavier than the Crusader because obviously he's got a lot more armor on. But most of this is actually metal. The breastplate, these pauldrons, the greaves are metal, and I'll get into that later on, but really nice. Alright, so here is the helmet. Beautiful looking helmet. And they give you this really nice base plate. Unlike the Crusader, this one has a nice sculpt with stones, and it looks great on display. So stick around to the end of the video and I'll show a short clip with him displayed on that. Alright, so let me take off the first layer, and the second layer, you can see a bunch of stuff here. This guy comes with a ton of weapons. You will not be in want of weapons for this figure. So as always, they give you a lot of different choices there for hand sculpts and extra gauntlets with more open grip. Okay, they give you a nice shield, which this is plastic, but still very nicely detailed. Alright, so you get a sword, you get a pike, you also get a warhammer, and last but certainly not least, they also give you this beautiful 2-handed claymore. So tons of options there to choose from. So give me a second and I will put all this stuff onto the figure. Alright guys, here is the figure, and there are so many different options you can go for as far as weapons, and you can swap out different pauldrons. So a lot of variety here. So I'll kind of briefly go over different looks you can go for with this figure. Right now I've got him holding the claymore, and he's just got the basic pauldrons here that are underneath. But this figure is just absolutely stunning. You know, I've never seen anything like this, and I'm so glad that these 1/6 knights are being made. Just really beautiful, and the quality is just really out of this world. I'm so impressed by this. So this claymore is massive, and the helmet fits very nicely on the head sculpt. It does kind of crack open if you tilt it or jostle him around, so you gotta really get that to clasp over his head, but it looks great once you get it on. All right, and as I was mentioning with the Pauldrons, they do give you different options here. So you got these two, and they also give you these really bulky ones with more protection, but really nice. And these are all attached through magnets. All right, so that's one look you can go for. Give me a sec and I will show you another look. All right, well, here is another look you can go for. You can see he's got his sword and his shield. And I did put on these bulkier pauldrons, which, like I said, they are attached by magnet, so they just snap right on, which actually works really well. And they do give you these bigger ones, which what I really like to do is exchange this one and put on the even bigger one, which, like I said, would add more protection for the knight. But I like the contrast between those. It looks really good. All right, well, this sword and all the weapons are metal, and they are actually pretty sharp. But he holds the sword pretty well, and it looks great. And the shield, you can see it's a little, not too hard to put on. There is a leather strap, so it's nice and secure onto his arm. All right, there's the sword scabbard inside of a loop on the belt. And then you can see I also have, whoops, I lost the pauldron, but you can see I also have his warhammer attached to this upper belt. They give you another little loop there. All right, let me put this pauldron back on. Let's take a look at the figure's head sculpt. So a very intimidating head sculpt like the last one. Looks like he is right in the middle of battle. You can see he's got a gruesome scar over his eye, and he's pretty much scowling there. So very intimidating, but extremely realistic. Looks very lifelike. Okay, and there he is with the visor open. That looks really awesome. All right, as for the armor, I'll just kind of briefly go over some different pieces here. So most of it, like I said earlier, is metal. Not all of it, like the gauntlets are plastic. Some of these pieces here are all plastic. The chainmail on this one, unlike the Crusader, is just this plastic, so the quality isn't that great for the chainmail if you're comparing it to the Crusader, which was actual chainmail. So nothing too special there, but these pauldrons really weigh the figure down, makes him a lot heavier. Of course, the helmet is metal, and these greaves are metal. That adds a lot of weight there. Oops, lost another pauldron. But the boots are metal. And then the upper leg armor is all plastic. And then underneath, this is metal. Once again, you see the plastic chainmail. But I really love the cloth tunic, by the way, with the lion crest in the front. I think it looks really fantastic. It really pops well with the gold against the red. But you don't have to put that on. You can just go for the full gold metal armor look, which also looks fantastic. So it's really up to you. But yeah, this figure is incredibly heavy. I prefer knights from later um, the later century knights in the medieval period, because they have all of this armor that's a lot more sophisticated and looks fantastic. And as you can see, I'm kind of struggling to keep everything onto this figure. There's just so much stuff here. So pieces do fall off while you're handling him. He is a little hard to handle just because of the weight and all the magnets and everything. But once you get this figure on display, he looks gorgeous. So, all right, guys. Well, I think that's everything to show overall for the figure. Please stick around in just a minute, and I will show him on display, which I think he'll look even better on display for you. But this is really a great figure. I highly recommend picking him up if you are able to. I did get this one off eBay as well, and it was, I think it was like $300, so expensive as you would expect for something of this high quality, but totally worth it in my opinion if you're able to buy him. And if you're into knights, then this is really a no-brainer to pick up a great figure. So, all right, guys, well, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review, and like I said, stick around and I'll show you this figure on display.